So we're back at the workbench, and we're going to do some more stuff with my 8x8 Argo today. Now, these episodes are getting a little bit out of order lately, partly just because lockdown and things arriving at funny orders and stuff. So this one will probably be something like episode 6, I guess, but it might come out before episode 5. So wibbly wobbly timey wimey stuff. Hope you can deal with it. Anyway. Today we're going to put a small solar panel on the unit, probably about 40 watts, and this little cheap solar charger that I've got floating around, just to keep the battery topped up whilst it's sitting there waiting for lockdown to finish. So, I need to find some wire, and I need to hook some things up, and I need to find a couple of clips so I can hook them up to the battery, as this will be a temporary arrangement. Anyway, let's find our stuff. I do have a 40 watt Amorphis panel that just come off my roof, but I had a scrounge around the shed and I found this one, which is an all glass Amorphis panel. I don't know what the rating is, but I don't care. We just need to top up that battery a little bit. It's got one of these funky connectors on it, which I'm just going to chop right off and extend for a bit more cable and hook up to this regulator. So if I find my handy dandy cutters in my pocket, we're going to do this. Yay. Oh, we have a red and black wire in there. Solves the problem. Alright, let's find some cheap figure 8 speaker wire and hook up to this for the temporary. I think today is probably a day to do things properly. I've been criticised in the past about not using heat shrink. So to keep everybody happy, I'm going to use a bit of heat shrink today. So we'll start by separating our two. I'm going to use my white trace wire as the positive wire, which is often what the Chinese do, and well, at this point I'm just going to go with what they're doing, just because everything else I've got is mostly made in China, except for the stuff that I made, I guess. So actually, you know what, I might use red and black and just help identify. Now I've got red and black wire, that will do the job. Why waste heat shrink? Right, just that off out of the way. Right, now we need some handy dandy blue tack, hold everything down, yay, and thread these back on. It's one of those mornings where it's now afternoon, like 1 PM, and I'm only just getting past breakfast. Well, advantages of lockdown, I guess. You can sleep in without consequence. Alright, let's get the rest of this sorted. I'll flip this stupid thing out of the way. This stupid little gauge marker, it actually gets in my way more often than not. Yeah, I'll definitely need more than that. Right, do the rest here, and do the rest like so. Right, now let's get things joined. Now we need some solder and we need some fume venting. Let's go with fan out, and I think we'll move over to this one. I think I've got something stuck in that fan, so you might have to deal with the noise for a moment. Yeah, I'm trying to do a nice inline splice here and get things nice and warm, reduce any potential resistance in that join. Not that I really care for the 18 watts or something that this panel is. Not a great deal, but it'll stop that battery from going dead flat and give me a bit more time to react if my apprentice has inadvertently turned their headlights on because they don't isolate. That seems like that was a little too cold. It looks a little better. Okay. Slide our heat shrink over. The trick of this is to wait till it's a little cooler before you do this bit, or it does what it's doing there and tries to shrink halfway over the join. I should have learnt that by now. Alright, let's go rework station, which should be on. And we get a bit of hot air into these. It's really nifty having one of these temperature controlled rework guns. It really makes a good job of these things. Alrighty. I'll let that cool down, turn the output fan off. Now I'll probably just put some insulation tape over that because, you know, it's sitting in my backyard. That's always when things go wrong, isn't it? Alright. So we've got solar panel connections here. And I've done a twist. I've twisted and folded over these wires at the end, as it has been my experience and advice that has been given to me that tinning the ends of wires does tend to mean that compression connections like this one can lead to them coming out. Now that is our trace wire, which I have hooked up to positive, so we'll shove in here like so, and I've got this on blue tack so that I can do this on camera more easily. Now we'll get to our terminal connections in a moment. Alright, that's in firmly. Alright, let's just double check our connections. Don't tape this up yet for good reason. There's our red positive that is coming out through the white trace, and white trace is going into positive solar panel. Now let's make our battery terminals. In my shed I found a couple of old connectors, old battery terminal clips. They are not in great shape, and they're not going to be needed for a long period of time, but get a load of how the Chinese wire these. Wow. Like, I'm pretty sure I've seen high school experimenters come up with better solutions than this. Right. That's just wrapped on with a bit of a twist. Couldn't imagine anything any cheaper than that. They didn't even bother to crimp it. Wow. Right, we'll chop all this stuff off, and we'll actually solder some figure 8 to this. Alright. About a half a metre or a bit less figure 8 here. We don't need much because we're going to be parked right beside the battery. We'll do all this, and we'll do that. That has really saved my wrists, those automatic wire strippers. And yes, I have problems with wrists when strippers are involved. Anywho, let's slot our coloured markers on, which I think is just a hunk of heat shrink. Right, now, how are we going to do about this? I think I'll solder on that side. And we'll get, these look like they're a copper wash steel or something, given by the fact that they're rusting and not corroding and turning green. So I'm pretty sure if I just whack a blob of solder in here and get it hot enough, we will bond with it. Cool. Let it heat up a little bit. Oh, outlet fan, got fumes in my face. Right, that looks good. We'll tin these two, hook them in, and we'll be right. You know, you guys came here to see video of an Argo happening. Oh, and I've got the MS shakes in my hand today. I have another new lesion in my brain, by the way, guys. Don't know where yet. Haven't seen the neurologist to tell me exactly which area of the brain it's in. But it was one they were concerned might continue on. So some of that involves the shakes. That's our white stripe. It's positive. Yep, we're remaining consistent through the whole thing. Solder you in there. Keep in mind, guys, this is a temporary setup, so I'm cutting a number of corners here. Right. That's in. Now put our heat shrink tube back over, just for shits and giggles. Alright, we'll tin this in, hook it up to the regulator, then we'll go and actually see the Argo. Ready to hook these up. That is white stripe, so that should be positive. We'll go into that terminal, and now we want to be positive that we've got the right negative terminal, which is on the left. Alright, or left. Okay, we're not running anything off that. That should be pretty much it. I'll take a bit of contact cleaner and give these things a bit of a spray. Just maybe to help them conduct a little bit better for the short term. Right, let's turn everything off and go out to the Argo. Down in the Argo, and my apprentice is quite happy to help. Now we're going to swap over to this side. Now I need my apprentice's help over here to clip on some clips for me.
Sierra's over here.
Yep, come over here, apprentice.
Yep,
And come and help.
Hold on.
Okay.
Oh.
Alright, so we have to hook the battery up first on these so that the solar panel doesn't blow up. Okay. Now, yep, red to red and black to black. No, not the same. The terminal here. Try the end of that screw. Yep. It's alright. You got it? Yep. Clip it on the end of this screw.
I'm scared.
Yeah, let me show you. You do the black one, I'll do the red one.
Yes.
Right there.
I'll do the back one.
Okay, do it like this. In you go.
I'm trying.
Ah, these are tiny little clips, they're hard to move. Do it like that. You almost got it?
Uh-oh.
That's okay. It's just heat shrink. Now on. Okay, let's go a little bit further over. Alright, so battery says 12.4 volts at the moment. So let's go and put our solar panel up on the roof. Alright, so we've got our panel out in the sun. We're showing some charge. We're going to leave it at 13.7 volts, I think is probably fine. And 12.6, oh that's the light control mode. We don't care about that. 10.7 is cut-off voltage. Yeah, that's all good. And it's a B1, which I think in this mode is a wet cell vented. Right, and that is just turn our output off because we don't need that. Alright, let's just let it go. My apprentice has figured out what those letters mean. Alright, let's go around to something else. Right, so that's our solar panel installed, I guess. So that should keep the battery topped up. And yeah, we've got a few other things to do. I've got to get all these ropes out of the way at some point. But yes, that means our headlights won't be a problem now. The horn is hooked up to the ignition circuit, but for some reason the headlights aren't. I think that's going to get a relay. Bilge pump, I think I've left disconnected for the moment, and just until I find another fuse box. At some point I'm probably going to get a spot trace and hook it up to this as well and hide it in under here somewhere so that I can track where it goes if it gets lost. And I'll have to sort out some insurance for this thing at some point as well. And I'll get my apprentice to not engage the lock. I gave her a quick run the other day on how to start this up, and now she's really interested.
I can't go in this.
And the floor pan's out, and we're a bit upset about that. At the moment, because I've been running some wiring under the dash, I've taken the firewall and the floor pan's out.
I see.
And we've obviously stood on the chains. Oh, don't use your white shirt. We'll get some Solvol on that in a minute. Anyway, guys, the other thing I need to do is sort out the ant problem that is plaguing my backyard. You can't see them at the moment, but if you stand still for anywhere too long here, they swarm up your legs and bite you.
Can you help me off?
Alright, so I think I've got to help this one down, and we'll see you in the next video.